All right, welcome back to Beyond the Sessions. We're here with our special guest of the day, Sophia. Sophia, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, the course you support, your major, and any hobbies that you have.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Sophia Balane. I'm currently, technically a senior, but I'm a second semester nursing student here at Fresno State. And somehow, the course I support is microbiome. I've been supporting it for 4 semesters now, but previously I've done CHEM 3A and 67B. And some hobbies, claw machines, like the little plushies, and collecting little trinkets.
Yeah, I remember the claw machines on the social media highlight. So I mean, like that's an interesting hobby because like I'm assuming you don't have one at home.
Oh,
you
I actually do.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Claw machines at home?
I have one. It was a gift for my birthday.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Was that from Francesca?
Yeah, from Amazon too.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know. But then, like, besides that, do you go, like, I don't know, like, specific places to, like, use them?
Yeah, there's, like, some in Fresno, but my sisters and I like going to the Bay Area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specifically for claw machines. Oh, wow.
It's called Round One.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, you've mastered them?
No.
Okay. So
it's a bad habit.
Okay.
Hobby.
It's like gambling, but...
It is.
Okay. So... All right, Sophia, so you've had quite a journey at Fresno State. You know, I got to work with you your earlier semesters as well. And we're at a point where you're not going to be coming back next semester, which is bittersweet. The nursing courses in general, it gets tough. Yeah. And you're in your second semester. I know they've made changes to it as well. But let's go back to the beginning. What brought you here in the first place to Fresno State?
Well, I went to University High School for high school, which is on campus at Fresno State. Mm-hmm. So we were able to like take our GEs at Fresno State. Okay. So since I already have like some credit here, I just decided to why not just stay? Mm-hmm. And plus, it's close to family, so it was just like a win-win. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're not the first in your family to go to college. So, fun fact, your sister was previously an SI leader and SI mentor with SI. So the Balanes run through this program. But we'll leave her. She has her own story. But so you're not the first in your family, but you know you said you stayed here close to family. You're already kind of on campus, which gives you a big advantage, right? Being able to take courses here already. But what kind of made you pursue nursing, or what maybe inspired you to even choose that field?
Well, I kind of just knew that I wanted to be something in the medical field. But also, my older sister is kind of like my biggest role model in like every aspect of life. So I kind of just followed her footsteps. Mm-hmm. She volunteered at St. Agnes. So when I was in high school, I also volunteered at St. Agnes. And that kind of just like solidified my decision to continue nursing. Mm-hmm. And then I took some prereqs and I just applied. And now we're here. Second semester's in.
Yeah, absolutely. With that, you know, again, I talked about her being an SI. Is that kind of what made you interested in SI? Kind of following that she did that, or was it like your own experiences with SI?
Kind of like a mixture. I remember like, I think it was my sophomore year of high school. She called me to her room and was like, "Help me with my interview." And I didn't know what she was interviewing for, so I was like, okay.
We're getting the inside scoop.
Yeah. And she was, I think she applied for Bio 1A or something. But at the same time, I was studying for Science Olympiad. And we were kind of doing like the same topics. So in my head, I was like, I can do that too. And then when I got into college, I just like interviewed.
Yeah. I remember when she was here, she's like, "Oh yeah, I do my instruction delivery practice with my sister."
She
And
did.
like, now we have, the other side. But okay, so tell us about your experience in SI. I mean, you got to see and I'm sure hear about it, but your own experiences and what that's been like.
I loved SI. I mean, I love SI. I
was
loved
like,
it
"Dang,
already.
that's a past
No,
tense."
no, I love SI so much. I learned so much from it. Like, I met a lot of people. In the first half of college, I didn't really find my own friends, like new college friends. So SI really helped with that. And also just like meeting the students every semester is always different. And it's always nice when they come back and tell you like, oh, I got into the nursing program, and like knowing that you were a part of their journey getting there.
Yeah,
it's always
for
so
sure.
fun.
I remember your first couple semesters. It just seemed like Sophia knew everybody. Everybody that went through university, high school, was already coming in as a little posse. But no, I think I see that even with your students, right? Like just before this, you had office hours, and your students are down there all the time. They get very comfortable with SI. They're constantly there. And even like when you're done and stuff, like they'll still kind of linger.
Yeah.
So it, obviously you're being intentional with what you're doing and like helping them, but at the same time, I think it creates a culture of like them wanting to be down here. I went and scouted for one of your students to come and replace you for next semester as well. But yeah, it's been fun having you. I think you contribute to what SI also is for a lot of other leaders. So what would you say, or what would you say is maybe the most challenging part of being an SI leader?
The most challenging part, I guess, well, my struggle was just being as creative as possible while kind of keeping that, like, question answer, Like, how do I make activities creative while still having the students kind of learn from it or, like, review the topics? So, yeah, I guess just making creative activities.
Yeah, it's a habit to break of just like, I know the answer to what you're asking me, and like I can't just give it to you.
Yeah, that was the hardest part. But also, not giving the answers was hard. But I know the students know it. It's just they have to figure it out themselves.
You have to empower them. What would you say are some of the skills or that you've either gained or strengthened through SI?
Definitely public speaking. In the beginning, I like before SI, I think I had like a presentation for a prereq. I forgot. I think it was child development, and I was just like so scared. I was shaking and stuff. I just had like a panic attack. But after SI, like all my presentations were okay. Like I never shaked like a chihuahua ever again, I guess.
Yeah, and it takes time to build that, right? Like you, I think even looking back at your first semester, I was like, oh my gosh, like this girl never talks. And then you're like over here asking for raises and or playing games with the stakes being if I win, I get a raise, right?
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so funny because whenever she sends me a message, she's like cracking jokes. So I was like, but in person, she's still very shy. So I think it was a little bit confusing. But then we finally got you out of your shell. Yeah. So what would you say, I guess, in terms of if a new SI leader was listening to this, what would you say, I guess, as words of advice for somebody stepping into this role?
I would tell them to, I guess, network, because these people will know you as their SI leader for the rest of their lives. I don't know. Like even my first ever student in Chem 3A, she like went once and never came back, but she still remembers me.
Yeah.
So just be nice to your students.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like you said, and like you spoke to, right? Like what you do, it makes an impact, right? And so you are playing a part of their journey, right? What would you say is some of the best advice you've received And it doesn't have to be specific to SI.
Best advice in anything. I guess if at first you don't succeed, try again, because everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So just don't give up.
Yeah, definitely. So kind of stepping a little bit beyond your sessions now, what would you say kind of keeps you motivated? Because nursing's not easy. I feel like there's this period before people get into the nursing program and the nerves that come with it, and then the other half of like, I'm in it, so I'm on the other side of the mountain, but like it's still an uphill battle, right? So what keeps you motivated or kind of grounded in that?
I think just knowing that you're going to be helping so many people one day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a part of it, of course, is like the money, like the stability of the job.
Getting those concert tickets?
Yeah, the concert tickets. I guess that's a motivation. But knowing like you could help someone, I don't know, prosper in life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, you guys have a lot of grit for sure, because pursuing the major is not easy, and then there's always a need for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like these are the people that are really going to be kind of in the trenches, so to speak. But yeah, so what would you say is something most people wouldn't know about you?
I don't know. Like just anything.
Yeah, what's a fun fact?
Fun fact. I played the flute for like 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still suck at it.
But hey, because university, high school, you have to play an instrument.
Oh,
no?
yeah.
Is that what? That's what you were doing, and you just dropped it after.
I mean, I played it recently, and I still know how to play. But I guess I kind of grew up with music.
Okay.
Like with my dad.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, my dad. Well, I grew up in the I was born and I grew up in the Philippines, and my dad was a bassist for this band.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You don't want to drop the band name?
The band name is South Order. Mm-hmm.
You can find it on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify. Listen to their music. But I guess I just kind of grew up in that environment. Mm-hmm. My dad didn't really push us to do music. My mom and my dad kind of pushed us to do medical field, just because of like the stability of the job. So yeah, but we still ended up playing music too.
Yeah.
Like all my sisters and I.
Yeah, I mean, you grew up with it, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Any other fun facts?
I go to a lot of concerts.
Mm-hmm. Tell us your top ones. I know we always get into this conversation when you're out in office hours.
Well, my top concert would probably be Daniel Caesar at the Hollywood Bowl. That one was really good. Like me, I was crying. I was like tearing up after.
Dang.
But top festival would be Outside Lands. Even though I went for a day, it was really good.
Yeah, maybe it was better that you did a day because a weekend can get exhausting.
It was cold. It was like the perfect weather.
Yeah, no, Daniel Caesar, I remember us talking about that. I had a little FOMO. I was like, dang, you're lucky. Okay, so, it's, again, like I said, it's going to be bittersweet not having you here semester. I'm sure we'll still see you around down here, but in terms of, when, I guess, your journey in SI, you've been here multiple semesters. So a lot of folks now also see people who've been here that long and say, like, oh, yeah, they're so good. It's, it's not that they're like intentionally comparing, but you're seasoned. You know what you're doing. You know how to plan your sessions now. You, not to take away from the work that it still takes, but the confidence is there. You're not sometimes we're still getting you to project a little bit more, especially because you're in an open space. But I think there's a confidence that comes with that, right? So. What do you think, and it could be, the multiple semesters that you had. I know you were just talking about having a good working relationship with your instructor as well, right? So, but what do you think really contributed to your growth? Because, we're talking about the impact that you're having on students, and yeah, the skills that you're gaining, but what do you think really got you to where you're at now?
I think just realizing that the students are coming to your sessions because they want to do better in their class. I don't know why it took me so long to realize, but like when I'm scared to give instructions, like the students came there to like listen to you.
Yeah, to get instructions.
Yeah, to get instructions. But I'll be like really scared to, I don't know, host the session.
Mm-hmm.
But then you just have to know that, or you have to remember that they're coming there because they want to do better.
Yeah.
So just think of your students as a motivation.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to go too much into it because I know it wasn't a great experience for you, but it hasn't always been easy.
No.
Right? And sometimes students can not be very grateful for that experience. So, not this semester, but in the past, you did have students with you and another SI leader that was supporting BIOL 20, kind of go on this like rant, right, of like SI and stuff. And so every semester we see that where, SI can be critiqued for being like gamified or not giving students like the answers. They kind of have a different misconception of what SI is. In your guys' case, they wanted content, even though they weren't going to SI. So I guess how do you kind of balance that, right? Where it's like you can't please everyone, but it's also not easy hearing that, just because I know how much work you're putting into it.
Yeah, it was hard that semester, but I just had to remember that they're just students and that it happens to like the teachers too. But you kind of just have to put yourself in their shoes, like know that they're taking the class right now. So it's not as easy for them. So, you just gotta let them stress out a little bit. And all you can do is help. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like misplaced frustration.
Yeah. Just kind of understanding where they're coming from. Because I get it. When I took the class, I was kind of stressed too. Like, even like 67A and B, I kind of had that stress of like wanting like just the content. But, just putting yourself in their place helped like alleviate like the stress from that drama.
Oh yeah, because I remember it's like I said, it's like students felt entitled to content, but they're not willing to put in the time, and that's where that 50-50 is, right? Like I think all our leaders fall into that, and that's why I ask about it, is because I think a lot of times people do get misdirected frustration, or students like they come right before an exam and it's like, oh, like I still have so many gaps, and it's like they take it out on the leader, which isn't fair, but it happens, right? And I know we have conversations about that a lot with even current leaders, right? So every semester we run into some of these scenarios, and I think like it's I don't want to say it's like normal, but it does happen a lot. And it's tough because you guys are very selfless in what you do. You want to help students, and I think your nature is to give, right? And but at the same time, you're a student yourself. There's there's only so much you can give to within your role to not also create a dependency on SI leaders, right? But yeah, so with that being said, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I almost said it.
It's been 2 years. That's crazy.
I'm so sorry. Not me getting exposed to this is recorded.
I'm going to show Francesca this later. Or when it comes up.
Yeah. So, oh man, I did so good for so long. Okay. Wow.
You were on a streak.
I can't believe it. I'm genuinely shocked. So, I guess for background, because Sophia's sister, had been with SI, and obviously was the person I knew. The very first semester that Sophia was here, I called her Francesca like 3 times that semester. Yeah. And I just felt so bad. And, you're like, oh my gosh. So, and it got to a point where I was like, Sophia. Francesca, no offense, was, not out of sight, out of mind. But wow, it came back.
It's because we were talking about her.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry, but hi, Francesca, if you're watching this.
It's okay, I get it a lot.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, let me get back on track. Sophia, we're going to end on rapid fire questions. So, what is your favorite thing to eat in Fresno?
In Fresno? Let's see. I guess Rockin' Noodle. It's like a Korean restaurant.
Okay.
It's on Shaw. It's really good.
All right, I'm getting the recommendations. Favorite season of the year?
Winter.
Okay.
I love the sweaters.
Yeah. Sweater weather.
Yeah, sweater weather.
Dream vacation destination?
Iceland, to see like the northern lights.
Yeah, that's on my list too. Nice. Favorite movie genre?
Rom-com, but specifically Adam Sandler movies.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always like
his rom-com.
Yeah, just his.
Yeah, all right. Who's your favorite artist?
Right now, it's the Marias.
Yeah, nice. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
To know all the languages, speak right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Spirit animal?
Spirit animal? A penguin. I love...
That very much suits you.
I love happy feet.
Oh, I love happy. Underrated, for sure. And then what is your Starbucks and or Dutch Bros order?
Starbucks. I don't really go to Starbucks a lot, but the ice caramel coffee, is that what it's called?
Ice caramel macchiato?
Yeah.
It's my drink. That's my Starbucks drink.
And Dutch Bros, a blended sweet sunrise.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, Sophia, as I mentioned, see, I'm getting back on track. I'm so sorry. God, it's going to bug me now. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on here and sharing just a little bit more about yourself. Like I said, it's going to be sad that you're not continuing with SI, but this is part of the journey, right? You move on to what's next for you, and, not too long from now, we'll see you in your nursing field, right? And out there saving lives. So thanks for coming on the podcast and sharing more about yourself.
Thank you for having me. Maybe we can do a sequel.
Yeah.
When I come back as a nurse.
Yeah, you can come in your scrubs.
Yeah.
But alrighty, thank you so much.
Thank you.